Oh, welcome into a daily editorial here on the KE Report. I am chatting with Jordan Roy-Byrne, founder and editor of the Daily Gold. And Jordan, instead of starting out with gold or silver, we're going to start off with platinum here. Platinum has been trending up nicely since, well, low in August and then a little bit of a bounce and then another low in December that was a slightly higher low. The price now is at a level that we haven't seen since the whole way back in May. So that's 11 months ago. What do you think platinum could be telling us about the overall precious metal space?
Well, the simple one sentence answer is platinum. If this move continues, it's telling us that, probably in the next year to 18 months, that gold is going to start to move. And it's good for the entire space. And stepping back for a second, if you look at a very long-term chart of platinum, you can see in the last couple of months when it was bottoming, like going back historically, this is an area that should be strong long-term support, and that proved to be the case. And in the short term, what's happened is since the precious metal sector made a higher high in February, since that point, platinum has gone on to make a higher high. Of course, gold and silver have corrected, and they've come nowhere close to making a higher high. So that's a very positive divergence for platinum. And what we really want to watch and see is if this move is going to continue and if platinum is going to make a new 52-week high. Now, I think it's at about a 10 or 11-month high. So it's very close, as you said. And that's something we should watch for, making a new 52-week high. That's always significant. And in the very big picture, if we go back and we look at the major lows in precious metals, we're talking about basically 99 to 2001, 1985. And if you go back to 1985, what happened is platinum was outperforming gold into that low, although both metals, I believe, they kind of made a double bottom, but they made, that second low in 85 was a slight lower low for both. But going into that low and then coming out of it, platinum was really leading gold. So platinum really, coming out of that low, platinum shot up first and really outperformed gold. And it peaked well before gold, but that was a good sign for gold, which would continue to rise, especially into 1987, while platinum had already topped. Now, if we go back to the 99-2001 double bottom, what happened, of course, to gold was it had a pop in 99, and then it slowly came back down for its second bottom and final low at the very beginning of 2001. But platinum, after that first low in 1999, strongly outperformed gold, and I think it had a pretty strong rise into the beginning of 2001. So what's that? That's telling us in a very big picture. And one more thing, if you go back to the late 60s, obviously gold was fixed, but something I noticed in 60, I want to say 67 to 68, or 66 to 68, silver doubled, but platinum went up threefold. So platinum was really strong then, and we obviously know what happened a couple years later. Gold started to move when we abandoned the gold standard. So 3 times platinum was a real strong indication of what was to come for gold. And so these are major turning points. So this doesn't mean that gold is going to start to zoom up in the next week or the next month. But if we continue to see this strong move in platinum, it's just a very good sign that we're on the right track with precious metals and a big move in gold is coming. So that's really the key with platinum.
Okay, and just another quick comment. You mentioned that you'd like to see platinum get up to that 52-week high. When I look at this weekly chart, I'm seeing a temporary peak, I guess you can say, made in middle of April at about 957, but then also going the whole way back to the beginning of 2018 in January, a high really when it topped out at 1033, so 1033 for platinum. Is that more a key level to look for, that high of last year, more so than kind of a temporary peak in a total downtrend for most of last year?
That's a very good question. I mean, I think because if it was able to reach the peaks it made at the beginning of 2018 and then 2017, I'm looking at it right now, and you're right around 1030, 1033. To me, that would be encouraging if platinum was able to reach those levels, because it would be at a new 52-week high. And even even if it would take it a couple tries to break through, in my opinion, it would still be a very good sign if it made the new 52-week high first, then rallied up to that resistance. I think, by the time if it would break above those resistance levels, I mean, that would just give you additional confirmation. So, I mean, what you would want to look for if it made it up to those levels would be some kind of a pullback, but like a bullish consolidation or correction where it was able to hold most of the gains and it was holding above, long-term moving averages that were previously resistance. So that's what I'd look for.
Okay, let's also switch it back over to the precious metal, or well, to gold actually, and the relationship between gold and the gold stocks or the miners. We're seeing gold again move up today. This is 3 days in a row, I believe, but the miners more or less yawning. Now, we did have a little bounce in the miners slightly before this rally started back on April 4th. So, you know what? Maybe the miners were telling us that a bounce was coming, but quite frankly, without the miners continuing to lead up, this looks like, and again, this is getting a little ahead of ourselves, but this looks like this could be another short-term run in gold. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the miners holding up well in recent days is a good sign, but looking at the candles from the last couple days, those are pretty weak despite gold having 3 white candles in a row. I think the real key for gold is that resistance. I think it's around 1325. That peak towards the end of March. I would be skeptical of the market, the precious metals market, until gold could make a daily close above that. And I think it's the move that we've seen in gold the last couple days. It's encouraging, but it's really discouraging that the miners have just kind of yawned and they've grinded higher in a slow fashion. I mean, I don't think it's the time to necessarily be bearish on precious metals, but look, I mean, we've talked about this before, Corey. When you see global stocks and the U.S. stocks, making higher highs and really en route to making a new all-time high, look, that's not going to bring the Fed any closer to cutting rates. And precious metals against the S&P 500, those ratios are going lower. There's just no, that's not what precedes like a big bullish move in precious metals. So, it doesn't necessarily mean the outlook here in the short term is bearish, but I mean it's not like table pounding bullish either.
Yeah, it really seems like we just need some sort of major event or major data point to truly move the metals market or bring them more into favor. And until that time, the bias still does seem to be towards U.S. equities and some other markets, even some other even safe haven markets. But that all brings us to a point of being a stock picker for the precious metals sector, because quite frankly, we're not seeing gold drop out of bed. It's trending higher and higher to the higher part of its range that it's been in for a while, and some stocks do continue to outperform. We've also seen a lot of financings announced, some financings closed during this year so far. When you look at a company, what are some of the key factors you're looking for in terms of news flow, in terms of even recent share price action? What is crucial to you in this type of market when you're picking stocks?
Exploration potential. I mean, that to me, I mean, even if you look at the producers that have had exploration success, those stocks are outperforming. So yeah, it really comes down to exploration potential. Obviously, you like to look for clean share structures, and they have enough cash to, be able to do work over the next 12 months. I generally like to look for companies that, maybe they have a little discovery or they've made an initial discovery, so they have some proven value, they have some kind of a backstop, but also in that situation, they have the capital to be able to drill aggressively and potentially really add value to what they already have. So essentially looking for maybe something with that is small or has an initial discovery, but you still feel like there's a huge amount of potential to go with that.
and making sure that they have cash in the bank. That is also crucial, as you said. But you know what, Jordan, you're not alone in the fact that exploration stories have been getting more attention than really any other stories, except for the odd production story. Do you care at all about those production stories that are either growing production or seem to be making a decent profit at current prices?
I do. I care quite a bit about those. And there's one small producer I'm going to be buying in the next couple months where their small projects are, economic, very economic at these price levels. So, as long as the company can add value or increase its value and doesn't need, you just, right now you have to really remove metals prices from the equation and ask yourself, I mean, are people going to be buying this stock in the next couple months? Is there a catalyst? Are they going to be doing lots of drilling? Are they going to, have an increase in production over the next year or two? I mean, those are really the things, the questions that you have to ask. But yeah, no, I'm not opposed to producers, because producers, whether they're small or large, if they're having exploration success, that's really helping the share price. So whether it's a producer or an explorer, it really comes down to the potential for exploration success. And these stories, Corey, are tough to find, but some of them, I mean, there are out there. You just have to look for a while. You have to look carefully, and you'll be able to find some.
All right, we're going to wrap it up there, Jordan, but some interesting comments on platinum, watching that to see if it can break higher, and also still just waiting for these miners to start outperforming gold, but so much still does just depend on the money that continues to flow into the U.S. equity markets and distract people from precious metals. Jordan, great chatting with you. Everyone, click that link below. Go visit Jordan's site and keep up to date on some of his technicals that he shares with his subscribers and even some free content. Jordan, thanks for your time today.